It's July 30th, and I can't believe we're about to enter the month of August. 3 moons have passed since the breakup, and it still feels really weird saying this out loud. My body and mind still getting acquainted to this new normal, rolling out of bed, going through the motion, just putting one foot in front of the other. It's an unsettling feeling to do the same thing that you've always been doing, like brushing your teeth, as part of an environment where you lived a totally different life. But the difference is that now there's a hole, and now you have to live with that hole. But you can't let that hole consume you.
It's not picking up on camera, but the sun is red this morning. It's pretty crazy. Good morning, guys. It's 5:40. I am definitely behind schedule, but we are getting back into routine. So I'm gonna put some socks on. Let's go work out. And I don't think Indy's gonna be joining us today, but we do. Let's go.
Healing is about acknowledging and attending to this wound. And I'm doing this by shaking things up now. And I'm at a point now in my healing journey where I'm ready to make a change, where this hole is slowly starting to fill up. And I just have this feeling where I have to start tending to my inner garden and taking little steps and doing things that make me feel whole again. For the last 12 weeks, staying in bed was way more enticing than getting up with the sun to move my body intentionally before the day gets busy with work commitment. It's just the feeling of being swollen by the warm blankets, which kind of felt like a safe bubble where I didn't have to face any responsibilities. But time has passed, and I'm ready now. I'm ready to stand up for myself again.
I'm so happy that I worked out this morning, though. I'm so happy. And I really want to get back into it. And today is the first day, and I had the worst night of sleep. Even my Oura ring was like, do you want to sleep a little more? And it was like an internal battle of like, okay, no, you told yourself you were going to do it. I cannot not do it on the first day that I'm going to say that I'm going to do it. With waking up early, I'm just trying to remind myself why I do it. I want to spend time with Indy. I want to spend time outside. I want to work on my project. So there's so many things that I can't get done, because I just decided to stay in bed. So a new me, new routine. And once again, I'm really happy I got up this morning, because it would have been really easy to stay in bed. But it's been 3 months since the breakup. It's time for me to kind of get myself back together. For breakfast, I'm having a sourdough toast that I baked last weekend with some croutons, some Greek yogurt, bananas, organic honey. And I just realized I absolutely had to go make breakfast now, because I'm in meetings from 9 to 12:30 back to back. So I might as well just eat right now, because my tummy is growling. All right, friends, let's catch up. It's been quite of a crazy morning with meetings. Okay, so I'm just using the microphone here because we're outside and it's just a little bit windy and I want to make sure that you guys can hear me properly. So it's just lunchtime now, and you know what's great? I've already worked out, and that is the exact reason why I want to work out in the morning so I don't have to worry about it during the day. I kind of just wanted to give you a little bit of an update as to where I stand. I haven't, bless you, sweetie. It's been quite of a little while that I haven't addressed how I'm really feeling since the breakup. So I just want to say that I am today celebrating 3 months post breakup. So here's the tea of how I'm really feeling. So I'm just looking at my phone here. I've taken some notes. How I'm feeling. You know, it's been a freaking full quarter now since I have entered this new chapter of my life in a very unexpected way. So if it's the first video of me that you're watching, so I was in a long-term relationship for the past 6 years. Where I'm sitting right now is the property that him and I bought together. And this is my daughter that we pretty much adopted together. She's staying with me. So the house has been on the market for the past 2 months. Thankfully, not thankfully, for me, thankfully, the market is really, really slow right now. Because the market is really slow, I get to spend the summer here, which is amazing. And I know that, you know, there's been some very important stages of this breakup that I've gone through, you know, like just putting the house on the market, putting the for sale sign. And I know that there are some very big milestones that will happen as well. What is going to happen as soon as the house is sold is, you know, the making the boxes and obviously finding where I'm going to move to next, which is quite of a subject that I'm trying not to think too much about it so I can truly enjoy every single moment that I have left in this home. But of course, you know, it's a very overwhelming thing for me right now to think of the future because there's so many opportunities ahead and so many things that I can do, but it kind of feels secure to live in the present moment, which is very ironic because usually people live in the future all the time or they live in the past and they rarely live in the present moment. But I'm kind of forced to do it. So that's what I'm doing. Where I'm moving to next, though, at the beginning, I was just like, okay, I'm buying a house. But now I'm like, okay, buying a house is a long-term freaking commitment. What do I want to do? Do I really want to buy a house in a city or a village that I don't even know if I like? So yeah, so now I'm like, do I want to rush into buying something or do I want to take my time and rent a little bit? Do I even want to be here? So it's been overwhelming. I was really stuck in my ways at the beginning of this breakup, but now that I'm slowly starting to fall into this new version of me, that I'm, you know, reinventing myself truly, it's an opportunity to become who I want to be because the only person that I have to care for is myself. The only living thing that I have to care for is my baby here. So what do we want to do? What life do we want to live? So those are the questions that I'm asking right now, but nothing is concrete as to where I'll be landing next. And it's a little bit overwhelming. So that's the reason why I try not to think about it too much. Building onto the question, asking myself where I want to be is a question that my therapist asked me a few weeks ago, and I don't think I was ready to really think about it. I'm slowly rediscovering who I am. I went through a bit of isolation. So just for context, when I met my ex-partner, I just moved back from living 7 years in Australia. So I did have like a very, very small circle, but when I met him, I kind of merged into his circle. And it's kind of catching up with me today, especially having made the decision to move in a very, very small town, working remotely too. That means that I am forced to get out of my comfort zone and make it happen for me. So I went through a
a couple of weeks where I was really isolating myself, and then I realized, okay, like I needed to regroup. And I'm like, okay, the Hermit card and the Tarot card is probably my favorite card of all time. But I'm like, okay, I just really have to shake things up. So what I did is I booked myself a yoga class. And funny enough, when I was living in Australia, I did a 500-hour yoga teacher training. Going back to that yoga class kind of made me rekindle with the relationship that I have with yoga. Yoga is a practice that I have been practicing since 2006. So we're in 2025 now. So holy shit, I've been practicing for 20 years. I haven't practiced a lot of yoga for the past 6 years, and I'm asking myself, why did I put this aside? So I think this comes as part of rediscovering who you are. And I think, I want yoga to be part of this new version of me. And I also want to start teaching yoga again. I think that as part of building community again, yoga will contribute to a big part of where I want to be. Another thing that I'm doing is I'm forcing myself to speak to my neighbors. It's really, really good to start building community. At the beginning, I didn't want to spend the energy to do this. I'm kind of like in the mindset that if I don't change anything, nothing's going to change. And that's just not who I am as a person. I'm very much in this part of the healing process where I'm like, okay, now it's time to create the life that I want for myself. And I have to ask myself this question, what do I want it to look like? And it's quite a blessing to be as part of this crossroad in my life. But yeah, just so many questions. Where do I want to live? What do I want to eat? What type of people do I want to be around? And I'm really learning to trust the universe, which is really freaking hard. It's easy to say, very hard to execute. Life is giving me a season of solitude, and I'm trying to listen in those quiet moments. And right now I'm distracted because there's a bumblebee on a flower right now, and it's very cute. I also saw a bumblebee this week bumping a butterfly as an act, because apparently bumblebees are very territorial when it comes to flowers. So I saw that, and I also saw a young buck this week, which is pretty crazy. Like, life is busy in the forest, all of these things are happening. And it makes me very emotional to say that, because I don't want to leave here. That's something as part of this grieving process that's been hard, is grieving this slice of paradise. Right now, in this new phase, I'm working on creating the life that I really want. And I'm rereading old journals, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are so many things that I've been wanting for myself that were put on hold were entirely scratched off, because I didn't think that at 34 I would be single and that I would have to sell my dream home. That wasn't part of my 2025 bingo card, to be honest, but it is what it is. And I'm just learning to see this as a blessing and letting the past go, and now I'm focusing on me, and it's very, very exciting. It's very scary, but it's also, you need to learn to embrace the uncertainty and to enjoy the little moments. I've been talking for 22 minutes. I'll try to pack as much as I think is relevant. I just wanted to share this in case of people were interested. But this is truly a video diary, and I'm really looking forward to rewatch this in a few years' time and be like, oh my gosh, look where I am today. It's scary, but we'll make it happen. And now I am going to go make some lunch because I'm really hungry.
One of the biggest lessons that I've learned so far is that you can't escape it. You can't escape the pain. You can't escape the sadness. And it's through the mundane task that you learn that you have to make space for it, as it's part of you now, and you slowly learn to live with it and accept it.
Oh my gosh. It has been quite of an afternoon. It's already 3 p.m. It's so funny. One of my bosses currently moving house, and he said, "You're next." And I kind of giggled because I'm like, oh my God, just
And what we talked about earlier when I said just thinking about moving is giving me so much anxiety, and that made me laugh because I said moving gives me acne, so that's why I'm not thinking about it. So, and it's crazy. I've kind of made allusion to it in a few vlogs where my skin has been extremely angry due to the amount of stress that I put it under naturally, but the inflammation is slowly starting to slow down. And another thing as well that I was not expecting following the breakup is the amount of white hair that has grown on my head. Because I'm reflecting on everything, and I had a life before I met this individual. It's just my life has changed dramatically, and I've grown so much over the last 6 years. That's the thing. I don't even recognize myself in the best way possible, because this relationship has allowed me to become the woman that I am today. And that's quite exciting, and it's kind of part of life and part of aging, and yeah, definitely part of aging. I have leveled up so much in the best way possible, emotionally, spiritually. It has happened to me for a reason. I don't regret anything. And this new transformative and forced growth on me is exciting. It's scary, but it's exciting.
The universe has put me on this path for something, and this current home has been the catalyst to bring me closer to nature, where I have always meant to be. And I'm using nature as my healer. Close my eyes and I listen to the wind, the birds, and I slow down to let space to this little voice within me to be guided. And right now, listening to the vibration of the crystal singing bowl and getting back into teaching yoga and making new connections has contributed to this healing journey that I'm part of.
How right arm touches the sky. If you want a little bit more of a twist, you can take your left arm, bring it onto your back.
My freaking God, I am so rusty. Even my Sanskrit, so rusty right now. And I remember I still have my material from when I did my teacher training. So here we go. Ain't that cool? These are all cues. We practiced. That was so intense. Like, we were doing yoga for like 6 to 7 hours per day, especially in level 2. Level 1 was very much like philosophy and like learning about meditation and learning different type of meditation, and then lots of breath works. I remember level 2 was so fun. And I have all my notes. This is so cool. Hello, it's 7 p.m. and I have no clips for you. It was so great. In the end, her dog just played around. It was really fun, and we had just had a good chat, and it was just really good. In a way, it's kind of very unfortunate that a separation needed to happen in order for me to experience these friendships. But in a way, it's kind of like a silver lining of it all. And truthfully, it kind of makes this experience even better. It's great because now conversations with friends, it's great because I get to speak about so many other things and get to know other people, which is so fun. This just kind of fills my cup, and again, I'm very happy that I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone to do these things. I'm currently in the process of creating a life, the life that I want for me, to creating something special for this next chapter of my life. And I'm so happy that I'm finally crossing what feels like a milestone. Although there will be a lot of other steps in regards to transitioning to this new life, where I am right now feels much better. Really starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Although I'm not out of the woods yet. Definitely not out of the woods yet. but it's just implementing these new habits, these new routines to set me up to exactly where I want to go. My heart is so full, and it really does fill my cup. So thank you so much if you've made it this far into the video. It really does mean the world. If you like the video, please give it a like, leave a comment if you feel up to it. I am so close to getting to my goal of 1,000 subscribers. So with that said, I will see you in the next one. Take care, friends. Bye.